No mai, haere mai. Kia ora koutou Hoops fans, and welcome along to the Fly Palmy Arena in Palmerston North, Manawatu. AA boys action. It's St. Patrick's from Kilburnie, Wellington, taking on Cashmere High School from Christchurch. Joining me in commentary is the walking encyclopedia of everything that's basketball, Zico Coronel. Kia ora, Zico.
Kia ora, Toops.
Well, this Cashmere team, they roll into this this game on day 3, 3-0 record. But man, they've got a real tall roster across the board.
Yeah, the size of their guards and a very big front line has been instrumental to that undefeated season almost that they've had. They were undefeated at regionals, undefeated in the Canterbury competition, and undefeated here.
And of course, St. Patrick's College from Wellington, they've got a rich history, having won the title numerous times. But who can we look out for in this lineup, Zico?
Well, I've been really impressed by Philemoni Junior Wakabaka. He is a dynamic penetrator, very good defender, active hands. He does a lot for them. And they have a big scoring player in number 12, Niwa Tate Jones. And they're ably supported by a lot of proud St. Pat's boys.
And we talked about that rich history that St. Pat's from Kilburnie has, but just looking there again at number 12, Niwa Tate Jones, does a lot of things across different categories, stuffs the stats.
Yeah, he gets a lot of steals, rebounds. He's got very long arms. He's a good scorer on the interior. If he could add a technically sound three-point jumper, he would be away laughing. So that's the challenge for him going forward.
And very accomplished coaching staff, Brendan Pollyblank, former winner here of this schoolboys title with Palmerston North boys back in the day, and ably assisted by Damien Icanasio. But here's a look at the Cashmere High team from Canterbury, 3-0, and they are a team to watch for sure.
Yeah, no one's got close to them yet, and a lot of that comes down to the likes of Thomas Webley, big centre, very difficult to deal with, Nicholas Winmouth, and a very good guard with good size. But the key for this team is they really have no small players and they have no real weak players. Very balanced, very big. And that's going to be the challenge for St. Pat's, who are a little bit more dependent on one or two key players.
Last little preparations coming for these two teams. The Schick Championships in 2018. It's 50 years since they were first ran, back in 1968. Tokoroa Boys High School, I think, was the winner back then for the boys. Who's it going to be this year? Well, Cashmere will definitely be in the running. What style of game? You've seen St. Pat's play a number of times, Zico. What style of play can we expect from them today?
And they play a lot of 3-2 zone and try to really get a lot of deflections off the top in the form of Tate Jones to ignite their transition. So that's pretty important for them. And then Cashmere, very organised, and they really use their length. Their key thing is getting offensive boards, so that's going to be the challenge. If they get on the offensive boards, they're winning. If St. Pat's can keep them off, then it becomes interesting. And
scoring-wise, Cashmere, who are we going to look at to fill it up for them as we see Brendan Pollyblank just give his final instructions out to his St. Pat's side. But scoring-wise, Cashmere, who can we expect to do the damage?
It's the people we spoke about earlier, Weymouth, Webley. They're actually missing one of their leading scorers, Louis Oscom, a New Zealand player who I believe is injured and not here, but they have so much balance, they're still right in the hunt.
There's coaching staff for Cashmere High, Paul Connor and assistant coach Tyler Harrison Hunt. He's just laying down the last little instructions for his side. AA boys Pool D action about to get underway shortly at the Schick Championships for 2018, celebrating 50 years. And the Southerners will take on the boys from St. Pat's Town, they're called in Wellington in this matchup. Day 3 of the competition. Plenty of time for both teams to really acclimatise to the gym and competition, you know, to work their way into a rhythm. So we're looking forward to a really good matchup here. Cashmere 3-0 heading into this matchup against St. Pat's from Wellington, who's sitting on 2-1 at the moment. Stay with us. Tip-off coming right up. runned away. St. Patrick's from Kilburnie. And Wellington in the white strip, taking on the undefeated Cashmere High from Canterbury. Straight away, they look to go inside to a little big-to-big screen action.
They love to run that play. We'll see it a lot.
And Zico alluded to in the lead up to this one, they've got a lot of length as Cashmere across the board. Here's one to watch. And Niwa Tate Jones, number 12 for St. Pat's, does a little bit of everything. Really have to key in on him. He's definitely one of the keys for them.
And Cashmere will be happy if they can bait him into taking contested long twos. That's probably the scouting report for coach Paul Connor.
Here's Cashmere. Nicholas Wenmouth. No way through there. Good defense there. And Tate Jones just working Wenmouth into a travel call. Here's a look at the D.
And this is kind of how Cashmere plays. They put their head down and they just try to get closer and closer to the hoop, and they're not really concerned if they miss because they're so predicated on offensive rebounds.
And they've definitely got the height to back that game plan up. Zone coming here from Cashmere. Here's Wakabaka. Good from the perimeter with his first Toro Piro of the game. 3-0 early for St. Pat's. Man-to-man. That's Horry just getting bumped off. A good job to hold his ground. That's Josh Horry.
Yeah, diminutive player, but he's tough. He can really shoot the ball, and he's probably the key supporting player, as we see there, number 7. It's trying to bully him to the rim, Wenmouth, and Horry was up to that bullying tactic.
Running the point is Corey. He's got a really good array of shots, can shoot the 3, and he's got a good runner. You see they're just looking to go high-low. Well defended there on the sideline. They'll have to rush to get it up, and Niwa Tate gets thrown the grenade. There's Polly Blank looking on. Get himself a little bit of a sugar rush, lollipop, keep him going. It's a long tournament, day 3 of the championships, and there's the O boards you were talking about, Zico.
Yeah, that's basically their thing, is just being relentless with their length and numbers. It will be interesting if some team is able to keep them off the boards. Do they have anything else to go to?
Great feed there from Tate Jones. And Savilli unable to get it to go. Here comes Cashmere. Wenmouth. And again, we see those O boards coming. Good hustle play there from Dylan Mann. And timeout taken early. Cashmere want to talk things over. 3-0 early lead for St. Pat's Town from Kilburnie, Wellington.
Good. Okay, so we've gone down there, we played Pearl, and then it was Jet was the next score, yeah? So let's just get that communication going. Yep, but it's okay, we're up to that. Okay, right? Good? Yeah, it's all good. And defensively, we're actually covering their shots. They've only got one good shot away. Okay, so let's just keep that same thing going. Tyler, you got anything there?
Boys, we need to dribble at the wing. Dribble at the wing to initiate that, and then make sure you guys roll off that. Those high picks on that fist is really, really good. All right, Nick, I need you to let it flow.
All right, come on, let's go.
Back underway. Early timeout taken by Cashmere. Coach Connor wants to just clarify a few things with his team as we see Horry crafty with his penetration. Small in stature, but he has a bag of tricks. Don't worry about that. If he gets in the lane, as a lot of guards have these days, he's got the ability to throw those floating shots. There's that trademark out of bounds play from St. Pat's. Bori from downtown. Windmouth on the kick ahead. Great two-handed block from Tate Jones. And Bori unable to get that one in traffic. Cashmere just need to settle down a little bit here.
And that's what Coach Connor was referring to. I mean, he was happy with their defense, but he felt that they were a little bit disorganized, not knowing what the play calls were. And we see they finally get a bit organized, run one of those cross screens that they're so known for, and they draw the foul.
They get Thomas Webley on that little cross screen action, and he draws a contact foul on Fitzgerald. Mann, he goes inside to Webley. There's that size advantage. Nice little scoop reverse there.
Yeah, and he's a pretty capable interior scorer, so Jeremiah Savelli did an amazing job making it hard for Tyrese Davies of Napier Boys to get catches, and now he gets thrown another big that he has to prevent getting catches in Webley.
Great feed there from Tate Jones to find Fitzgerald wide open under the basket. St. Pat's early leaders here. Well defended there. It's Luca Williams with the good heads-up steal.
Cashmere's quite predicated on running sets, and St. Pat's are doing a great job denying the entry passes and making them play street ball.
And Williams, well defended there. There's that length, Zico.
Yeah, that would have normally been an easier layup, but not against the length of Cashmere.
Good job of chasing it down. I think it was Russ Hoffmans that came across on the help side for that block. It's always handy having a couple of 6'5+ players to come and help you out if you get beat on the penetration. And there's Russ Hoffmans again. Can't handle it. And Wakabatha will pick up the personal.
Of course, we see Oki Tialia there. New Zealand under-16 player last year, coming in off the bench for Cashmere, a defensive specialist and a very good passer.
Here's a steal from Tate Jones. Great extended defense from him. He's got plenty of length, has Tate Jones. And Windmouth all the way to the basket, and Wakabatha will pick up, I believe, an early second foul. There's the steal and run out from Tate Jones. And Wakabatha, that'll be a bit of a concern for Coach Polly Blank. And Ignacio is, he picks his second foul up.
Of course, Coach Polly Blank has actually won a championship here as a player, as you alluded to, but he's also won a championship at the Single A Nationals with St. Kevin's in 2013. So an accomplished player on the court and on the bench, an accomplished coach.
Assisted with the Saints in their NBL this year, alongside Coach Kevin Braswell of the New Zealand Breakers.
And of course, one of the key players for that team was as an assistant coach, who's an old boy of St. Pat's, Damien Ignacio, who of course won 5 titles with the Saints in his illustrious career.
Pressure coming from Cashmere. Tate Jones on the pull-up. Nice little jumper and keeps the score ticking over for St. Pat's. Again, broken up well. And St. Pat's fired up for this encounter.
Well, and one of the interesting things will be is Cashmere, you know, their scores so far have been 84-36 over Waimea, 98-68 over Tauranga, 98-69 over Maclean's. None of them are close games, so this is the first adversity they've faced this tournament.
Still, they sit in their zone defense, does Cashmere.
And there is Pero Cameron's motion strong that Kevin Braswell maintained when he took over the Saints, and of course Damien and Brendan both were a part of that, and it works a treat almost every time.
Jordan Perez with that corner three. And momentum and energy definitely with the St. Pat's Town side. There's Perez from the corner.
It's a very hard play to defend because when the short corner passes it, their natural instinct is to drop, and that opens up the corner.
Wenmouth with the O board and can't get it to drop. They're getting O boards, they're just not finishing, but credit the defense of the St. Pat's side. Tate Jones gets a hand to that shot.
He's got deceptively long arms, Tate Jones. He's very good at drawing fouls too, as we see there.
Get himself to the line. (12-4) early advantage. A good one for St. Pat's over Cashmere. This is AA boys action in Pool D. There's Aniwaniwa Tate Jones. Drops the second, extends the lead out to double digits for St. Pat's over Cashmere, who have yet to be troubled in their pool. They are now, though.
Yeah, and St. Pat's have, of course, lost to Napier Boys, who is the demon sitting behind this game. So Cashmere still has to play them. So first place is still up for grabs in this pool.
Russ Hoffman's getting attacked on the closeout there by Perez. And draws contact.
And we see Thomas Russ Hoffmans leave the game, and he's pretty frustrated with the early going. A little mouth guard kick on the way to the bench. Now, that's going to be one of the challenges for Cashmere. It's really easy to be positive when you're blowing people out by 30, but when you're down 10 in the early going, now 11, you're going to have to show some mental resiliency.
Umu Kaifusi checks in. Number 9 there for St. Pat's, and straight away into the action, providing some full court pressure. And no problem for Cashmere as Wenmouth gets on the board.
And if they deal with it that well a couple more times, St. Pat's will have to consider whether they continue with the full court zone pressure.
Still 10 points the advantage. Nothing but net for Tate Jones. Started out this game hot. Leads his St. Pat's side. They're up by 13 now.
Tate Jones has had some monster scoring games in the Wellington competition. I think he had a 40-point game in their semi-final win over Scots to get them to the final, where they, of course, lost to Rongotai by 15 points. But he can carry this offensive attack.
Okay, Fusi, good job on the O boards and can't get it to go. Pressure coming from Tate Jones. Wenmouth looks like the guy to settle things down for his side, Zico.
Yeah, he's their most accomplished guard, Canterbury under-19 player. Of course, the Canterbury under-19s won the Nationals under coach Sparky Dickel earlier this year.
And on cue there, he gets his own rebound and keeps his side in touch for now. Williams can't get it to go, and here's another run out. It's Quinton Connor from Cashmere. He's got to settle things down, Cashmere, and just work away at that lead. Don't get too concerned. It's still early days in this ball game.
And you note that in the zone how hard they're working to deny Tate Jones catches. When he comes into the area, they're very aggressive, though Tate Jones does a good job of backdooring and finding his way to the offensive boards.
Here's Winmouth just staying with the play and getting his own rebound. And Connor it was with the little jumper. Polly Blank keeping the subs rolling in. Day 3 of the comp, you've got to really use your bench throughout this competition.
And this year more than ever, with the addition of extra game, an already taxing tournament has become even more physically fatiguing. That's one of the reasons these teams want to get first position, because if you get first position, you get a bye through to the quarterfinals and you play one less game, which is a huge advantage.
The equation is 8 games in 6 days. If you are lucky enough to finish first in your pool. If you're not and you finish second or third, you get that preliminary quarterfinal, and that will end up 9 games in 6 days, and that is tough, especially down through that last 2 to 3 days. Those are some tough games.
Well, and this year with it being really even competition, almost every game is close. There's not a lot of chances to use your deep bench to finish out a blowout, because they're just not occurring.
Williams with the difficult drive, and here comes Cashmere. And Umu Kaifusi, I believe, will pick up the foul from behind, was it, or Fitzgerald? Either way, he'll get himself to the line. It's Thomas Webley. No problems there with the first.
Of course, Cashmere, Ethan Rusbatch, old boy of that school, and of course a current Tall Black. So Cashmere has produced some high-level talent in the past.
Great find from Horry. Fitzgerald with the easy 2 again. Good at getting into the seams is Josh Horry. Here we see.
And he did a good job of passing the ball early before he crashed into the length of Cashmere, so they could never get close for a deflection. Had his eyes up, and that's what allowed him to know what the passing options were.
Mann to the line. In the bonus, both teams. St. Pat's will have 1 possession here, 10 seconds. And Horry, look for him to create some magic maybe, or Tate Jones have to get it up. We'll pull up from Tate Jones is good on the buzzer. Extends the lead at quarter time for St. Pat's Town from Wellington. Great start for the Wellingtonians. They're ahead after the first period, 24-12 over Cashmere.
it is. I want to utilize the baseline, even though they may have 3 guys across there. Right? We need to get the ball down to the baseline and attack those bigs off the dribble.
Other than that, offensively, look, guys, just taking time on it. Yeah? We're actually thinking we're going too fast for it. Right? So we make our calls. The drives to the hoop, they're on. Okay, we know they're on. Webbs is going to be free for the dish off. Okay, we've seen in transition with these opportunities. So let's just get into our game for this quarter. Okay, right?
We're good. Let's go.
Macro and Blake, this is on you guys to make sure that you guys are talking to the guards on that cash screen. Because on that cash screen, they're opening up and they're driving in for a dish. We saw that multiple times. All right, on that cash screen, they're also looking at the three, just like us. So let's try and get back on it.
Stay that high. If you go at it, they don't want that shit. Right? So with the defense, keep it going. Pressure. Let's go. Right? Let's go. Come on.
St. Pat's with a 12-point advantage over Cashmere. Double A boys, Pool D action. Good read on that. Good feed from Tate Jones that finds Klaufusi. And Hori picks up a charge.
Well, Brennan Polyblank was letting his boys know they don't like the pressure, and Cashmere can't really say anything about it at the moment because that's exactly the story that's playing out.
Well, managed to draw the foul there that time for Hori. Good job. Again, they're sitting in the zone, and Williams has plenty of time to line that one up. Being coached against the St. Pat's side a number of times this year. They can get hot and they can get on a roll. They are very dangerous, and normally they're led by that man, Tate Jones. But they get their backs up, they get their noses in front, and they are tough. Winmouth drives to the lane and unlucky to not get the roll there.
Yeah, and when they're struggling to score so much, drawing a few fouls and getting some easy baskets might be exactly what Cashmere needs to do. They tend to come out and extend a pressure post free throws, so it'll be interesting to see if they set that up here.
They won't want to let St. Pat's get away with too much of a lead. Let's see if they fall back into a zone. Looks like Coach Polyblank is going to roll the dice with guard Wakabatha. Checks back into the ball game. 2 early fouls in the first period. And he's back on.
He's going to have to be diplomatic in his play, the son of the Fijian diplomat to New Zealand.
Jones unable to get the pull up there off the nice fake. It's Connor. It's Russ Hoffman. Hoffman's through the middle there for a deuce. Good ball movement from St. Pat's. Fitzgerald doesn't get the roll that time. Here comes Winmouth. Mann finds the big fellow who gets deep in the paint. Little American football style.
Yeah, he hucked it back out to the shooter.
As well to keep it alive there, Webley. Gets another rebound. 3 or 4 goes at it. And Thomas Webley gets it done that time. Tate Jones ticks the score over for his St. Pat's side. An outside jumper. Great back door from Russ Hoffmans. Good team play here. Both teams getting into a little bit of a rhythm, and Polyblank calls a timeout to try and stop the momentum that's definitely with Cashmere at this stage.
Yeah, I mean, Cashmere's starting to learn how to burn the denials. St. Pat's really trying to deny, Cashmere burning them for it. Those will be the factors that they'll be talking about in this timeout.
Still got a great look on with it, right? But right now, I want to run pump, right? And instead of coming and setting the screen, right? Because there's a big gap in there. So
Bringing the players towards us, and then it's giving us the dish off twice in a row. Okay? Quinton, keep on putting it up like that, because every time we've got that rebound, okay? So we've got to take those shots. They will drop soon, okay? Good stuff. Communication, guys, lead. What are you doing? It's good stuff. You absorb this, and then we go at them, okay? Right, Coach?
Well, if you find
get it to you. Up fakes. Jump, stop, and up fakes. The fakes will jump because they want to block everything. Go into the chest. All right. Come on, get to the free throw line. Let's go, boys.
Defense on 3, 1, 2, 3. Defense!
Let's go. Let's go. Cashmere on 3. 1, 2, 3. Cashmere. Let's go, boys. 8 points.
Just 8 points the difference now after that timeout taken from Brendan Polyblank, coach of the St. Pat side. They're in the white strip. They're leading this AA boys Pool D matchup as Horry knocks down a timely triple. Cashmere in the dark strip from Canterbury, unbeaten so far in pool play. They swing it to Mann. Has a good look at it. Wakabuffa. Contested jumper. Here comes Wenmouth. Be interesting to see who picks up this. Lucky it wasn't Wakabuffa's third. Credit it to Horry there.
He almost anticipated the direction of the drive, but it's just a little late. Well refereed there by Duran Few.
Looking to get out and run as St. Pat's. They're dangerous on the break. And Kofusi. It's easy too. Russ Hoffmans. No call coming there. Well defended by Savelli. Mann with the pull-up.
And that was really good D-trains there by Jeremiah Savelli. Guarding the 2-on-1, he dropped back, took away the layup and forced a 13-footer. And then got a great box out. Very clever play from that man.
Josh Horry. Live wire point guard for St. Pat's. And a bit of time on the bench. Still with a good advantage, up by 13. It's Williams to Wakabuffa. Screen action on those top guys in the zone. Savelli manages to snaffle it and maintain possession. Here's Tate Jones on the pull-up. Six minutes to play in the second period. And there's those long arms of Tate Jones. Tries to go upstairs and comes down. Let's hope he's okay. Came down awkwardly on that right ankle. And looks to be all right.
Yeah, maybe his ankle or possibly his pride hurt missing that dunk, but it was excellent defense to cut it off and get the steal.
Clutching his right ankle, looks to be okay. He's staying on. Luca Williams running the point for St. Pat's. It's the zone defense. Wakabatha contested jumper. Second and third chances. Standing block there from Russ Hoffmans.
And there's a good example of the length that Cashmere has when they're getting emphatic shot blocks with their feet firmly on the ground.
You got to like the work of the two bigs there, Savili and Kofusi for St. Pat's. Doing the dirty work and giving their team second and third opportunities. Shot clock winding down. Wakabatha lets it go on the buzzer, no good. Yeah, they go inside to Webley.
Of course, Webley played for the under-19 Canterbury team, and that's not really a reflection on how
B
good
team?
he is. The under-19 Canterbury was absolutely stacked. Max Starling, Max de Geese, Thomas Higgins, and they cruised to a national title. Beautiful delivery by Wakabaka to Umu on the baseline, and St. Pat's, they're getting some holes in that zone.
Turnover coming from Cashmere. Wakabatha launches another long-range shot.
Great containment by Winmouth on that baseline.
Shot clock winding down. Williams lets go from the point. Oh, good little fake there from Quinton Connor.
He's had a couple of nifty moments on the break, the short jumper and then the up fake finish there.
Trying to find a way through the zone. Their interior passing has been good to find some openings. Williams run off the three-point line, but Tate Jones, valuable offensive rebound, multiple fakes. There's the feed to Webley.
Excellent use of vertical spacing. And he couldn't have thrown a direct pass. There was a St. Pat's defender in the way, but he just threw a little lob pass to the bigger Webley.
Nice little couple of passes to beat the pressure from St. Pat's. 9 points, the advantage for St. Pat's Town from Kilburnie Wellington in the white strip, taking on Cashmere High School.
And Niwa Tate Jones is not in at the moment for St. Pat's, so can they retain the lead without one of their leaders on the floor?
Well broken up by Kobe Lolicio. Quite an impressive afro he's got.
Yeah, he's probably going to win the award for best afro of the Shook Championships.
They go inside this time to Jacob Paisi. He's coming off the bench for Cashmere, number 11. Williams gets caught down the baseline, manages to keep it in, retain possession rather. Wakabatha from the corner. Streaky shooter, knocks that one down.
Yeah, second toropero for the half from Junior.
Show and go from Russ Hoffmans. Here comes Williams. He's got some wheels. There's Luca Williams.
Of course, we see head coach Damien Ecanasio banging his head against the clipboard with a big grin on his face, just a little bit disappointed that they didn't convert the and one.
Drops the first.
Damien Ekanasio, of course, an old boy St. Pat's, but they've had a number of players come through their ranks. They won 4 national titles in their history, 71, 78, 07 and 08. The likes of Isaiah Liafa, Brooke Rusko, Tom Vodonovich, some of the luminaries that have worn the blue and white strip for the Doolies.
Yep. I was in that final coaching Nelson College in 07. Losing to Pete Roscoe, the coach at that time, as we see Dylan Mann drop a nice little runner. But definitely a rich history in the competition. St. Pat's Town. Good hustle by Mann. Here comes Williams. Again, he gets himself to the line again.
And Wenmouth is pretty upset about that call. I'm not sure if it's because he thinks it's a bad call or potentially it's because he has drawn his 3rd foul, and I think that's why he's more concerned, as he is now in significant foul trouble, the key guard for Cashmere.
Webley's at the scorers table ready to check in. Be interesting to see whether, probably with 2 minutes, you'd think that Wenmouth will be subbed out after Williams' free throw. Play continues. Kick out. Finn Barclay, that attempt. Here comes Horry. Wenmouth kicks it ahead. Barclay. Mann for Cashmere. Down by 10. Shot clock at 10. Wenmouth.
Wenmouth has to be careful pursuing those offensive boards, that he doesn't get a 4th before the sub's able to occur.
Great hands there from Russ Hoffmans. Again, the length causing problems for Wakabatha that time. Russ Hoffman's pretty little spinning jumper in the lane there.
Yeah, and the nice lefty finish. That's somewhere where that length, they can just shoot up over the top.
Shot clock at 10. Horry to Williams. Wakabatha, who have to get busy. Here comes Wenmouth, stays in the game. Oh,
He's dancing with the devil, really.
Oh,
he
yes.
wants that 4th foul.
Straight up block from Hoffman. End-to-end action here. Let's look if they settle down and realize there's just last possession. Mann from the baseline. High arching little jumper goes. Horry launches a long one. Entertaining first half in this AA boys Pool D matchup between St. Pat's Town, who are in control from Wellington, against Cashmere. They are ahead 40-32 at the end of the second period.
They're throwing shots into our arms.
Just go straight up. Straight up. Bigs. Just go straight up.
Just like Rosman. Thank you.
Let's go. We got it.
Remember the threes are sending to Tom and Roots and
We got a box out.
Takes off the line.
Let's go. Webb's coming in for Luca. Good minute.
Smarter with that decision making. Right, we're getting to the cup. You're not going to just lay it up over a 6'8" kid. Shit. Think we'll be a little bit smarter with this shit.
Yeah, because you even look like you've got some tissue.
And I'll translate the lesson as well.
and then offense, okay, for defensively, we've actually got to make sure when that screen's coming across, now it's at the far end of the court and that screen on the guard, so we actually need, it's not as easy for us to yell that it's happening.
It's just a
so
bit.
make sure the bigs.
Yeah, these guys here on that screen.
Yeah.
You just pop up, they're not going to attack you.
Right.
Even if they do, there's going to be a
That's it,
Okay.
it's getting screened down there. That's why it can't pop up.
Yeah. So they're actually, they're putting it down there as well. But Webbs, when the ball gets into here, we actually need you to step up. We need you to step up.
You've done it a
okay?
couple times.
Yep.
Hey, he's doing
Right?
good. It's just
So
my
we
bad for
can't-
not dropping it.
Yeah, and therefore, and sure. So therefore, you're relying on the other two bigs, the forwards, to cover your space. Start getting back into that spot. Okay, good. Rightio. Other than that, fellas, just momentum. Yeah? Enjoy the pressure. Take the pressure, bring them towards you, and then the dish off. How many times is that working?
Take the hoop.
Yeah, take the hoop. Okay.
We got this.
We got this, guys. Right, coach.
Boys, fist is looking really, really good. Fist is looking really good. I saw you run that with T. So you actually made a spin move on that. That was beautiful. And if you guys have that high screen and that high pick, doesn't even have to be a play. It can just be in trans. You're running a high pick and roll, and you guys will be able to dish out this way. If you drive, you've got to dish out to Finn. If Finn's down there or Nick's out there. So make sure you guys look at that option, that high pick, because they're over-committing up top.
Yeah, they're playing man. Let's enjoy this.
Yeah, let's go.
This is us.
Wait, so do you have on you? Do you have a small guy on you or like
We're small.
tape it?
Yeah, you can take it.
First play will go close and you come around there.
Yeah.
And then everyone else is clear and he's going to work.
You got there now? Good? Okay. Cut in some shots, fellas. Okay, we've got a few minutes now.
We were good, let's go.
Good.
Well, one of the players to really feature prominently in this first half has been number 12 from St. Pat's Town in Kilburnie. It's Aniwa Tate Jones.
And one of Aniwa's strengths is his long arms and ability to get deflections, and that gives him opportunities to get out in transition. But he's added to that in this half a few jumpers. And I mean, if he does that, he really becomes a difficult scout.
Good passing too from Tate Jones. We see just an array of jumpers and buckets from all angles, along with some defensive stops. Look for him to feature again as St. Pat's try to hold off this Cashmere side in the dark strip. Good show and go from Tate Jones on cue. But Hori turns it over, and here comes Wenmouth. Pretty little reverse for him.
Yeah, and of course, Weymouth has 3 fouls. Junior Wakabaka has 2. So those 2 key guards avoiding further foul trouble is going to be critical.
They've cut the lead to 4 now. Tate Jones all alone down there, does a great job of multiple fakes to get that one off.
Yeah, it was a pump fake party.
Cashmere right back in this ball game as Thomas Webley just exercises his right as a big presence down there and gets a easy deuce. Wakabatha from the corner. His 3rd torpedo for the match. He's got his radar locked in. But they leave an open, number 10, Quinton Connor open.
And these stripy Cashmere uniforms certainly confuse the numbers. So maybe that was the issue. They couldn't pick up who their matchup was, and Quinton Connor was able to sneak behind the St. Pat's defense.
It was good heads-up pass too from Weymouth. There's Connor, number 10. So Cashmere fought their way back in, scoring coming thick and fast for both teams there. As we see Jeremiah Savili, the quick hands. And Williams comes in for Tate Jones.
Slightly unusual substitution. Be interesting to know the rationale. Perhaps that little ankle injury as it's back within a 1-possession game as Cashmere has their tails up.
It was Weymouth with another bucket. If Tate Jones is a leader for St. Pat's, then Weymouth is definitely doing the same for his side as Wakabatha from the other corner.
And that's Wakabatha's 3rd foul, however.
A little unnecessary. And Coach Polly Blank has seen the lead dwindle somewhat, and he's called timeout with 7 minutes to play in the 3rd period. St. Pat's maintaining a 6-point advantage over Cashmere, coming right back into this ball game.
About 5'8" marking, okay? So let's make sure we utilize that if it's going to happen, okay? Right? Yeah, gosh, just get out there and do more of the same, more of the same. Looking ahead up, like that, there's passing up, you know? Their pressure, they want to do it at mid-court. And if we just look up court, the opportunities are there, guys, okay? Right? Get it into Webbs, Webbs go to work. Webbs go to work. Yeah? Good. Okay, get a drink. Get a drink. We'll get out there and be ready to do another grab ball. Replicate it again.
Do what we do. No more
Yeah.
number 4 in there.
Yeah, no. Some seconds, get it right.
Ball to catch here, run back. Penetrate, be strong with the ball. Right, don't go in there with soft hands and get a little trouble when we turn it over. You gotta be strong. Let's go. Come on.
Pretty good timeout, I believe, from Polly Blank, just to try and settle things down as Cashmere gained a little bit of momentum. Russ Hoffmans from the elbow. Here comes Williams.
comes the pin screen for Wakabatha, but Cashmere was alert to it.
He's hot at the moment, is Wakabatha. From the perimeter. 6 points the advantage for St. Pat's Town. Is there no one in Wellington? They go inside. It's Savili. Powers his way to a nice inside basket.
And of course, one of their other nicknames is the Smurfs, and they kind of are a little bit in this game, which they wouldn't be quite accustomed to, as we see why you'd think they might be Smurf-like, as Webley, as Gargamel with the inside presence.
They sit in this zone again, Cashmere. Williams, pressured by Mann. Great feed from Williams, but even better positioning from Savili.
He does a great job wheeling along the baseline and finding those holes, and a steal, and breakaway comes back. That's a big swap by Webley.
Hori, he won't think twice about that, and why would he? Toro Piro. St. Pat's on another roll here. And there's the pressure. You can see the disappointment from Polyblank. No real need for that sort of foul.
Well, especially because the foul count in this quarter, as we see the long-range bomb from Hori, is 4-1 against St. Pat's. So every foul is going to put Cashmere on the FOFO line from this point going forward. Going to have to be very disciplined about their defense. And that's, of course, what Damien Incarnacio is kindly informing his young Chargers about.
Oh, awesome pass. Unable to finish that, but what a pass from Mann, I think. Russ Hoffman's just unable to put that one away. It was great vision. There's Polyblank. Accomplished player, one of the first players really to spend a lot of time in Europe as a player. There's that pass we were talking about. Spent over 10 years playing in Europe. A lot of that was spent in Switzerland, Coach Polyblank. Great weak side block there from Tate Jones. There's those go-go gadget arms, Zico.
Yeah, he's pretty good at the chase down block. And you see it's in combination too. Wakabatha with a great job, just slowing it down in front and buying time for Tate Jones to come and clean up over top.
Never gave up on that play. Just running their little zone set. Hori. Great hustle there. I think it was Mann again. Yep.
He's taken out the Basketball Men 2 sign. Of course, Helen Richardson and her team do an amazing job putting this tournament on.
And Webley gets deep position. And Tate Jones will pick up another foul. Just one on him, so no problems there for Coach Polyblank.
Of course, McDonald's Thompson Trophy winners Cashmere. That's the premier competition in the Canterbury region. They went through undefeated with an average victory margin of 32. They won the final by 25, and Thomas Webley was huge in that game. 13 points, 15 rebounds, and 3 blocks. Big factor in why they've had such a successful season.
Broken up well by Wenmouth, and here comes Cashmere. Too hot to handle for Webley. Right idea. Polyblank calling the plays. St. Pat's. There's Fitzgerald, and oh, perfect little execution of that overplay.
Savali set an unbelievably good interior screen against the zone to create that massive pocket.
Corner drive from Oki Tilaia. Draws a foul. And gets himself to the free throw line, as Zico earlier mentioned. They're in the bonus, St. Pat's, so every foul will be a trip. with a charity stripe.
And I know Oki was saying to our crew who were doing a little bit of intel that he was a bit nervous I'd say mean things about him after coaching him last year, but there's nothing but good things to say about this young man. Really good character. He's a kind of a head boy type material, and Cashmere, you know, they've got a really good person there coming off their bench of the right character. Team first.
High arching three, doesn't drop this time for Wakabatha. One of the few misses he's had so far in this game. They go inside to Webley. He does well to get it off with the right hand.
We've seen him go to both jump hooks, which makes him a tough scout.
Broken up well by Cashmere. Here they come again. Can cut into the 6-point lead. Here's Winmouth. Wheeling and dealing. Pretty move from him.
He seems to love that spin when he gets contained on the initial penetration.
You can hear the energy coming from the Cashmere bench. Such a game of ebbs and flows basketball. As Hori knocks down an awesome, timely triple for them.
Yeah, I think he might have even got poked in the eye at the time, but apparently that's not enough to deter his shooting radar.
Tate Jones in the corner. Good skip pass. There's the man of the moment, Hori. Great job on the glass. Back and forth action here, Zico.
Yeah, just as Cashmere had finally got it within 6, which seemed to be about as close as they could get through this layup by Winmouth. St. Pat's with back-to-back baskets have it right back out to a 9-point lead.
Well, perimeter shooting has been good for St. Pat's Town. From Kilburnie, Wellington, they're in the white strip. Leading by 9, and that is going to be a costly foul for Filimone Wakabatha, and he'll take the long walk to the bench. It's number 3 or 4.
3,
just waiting for them to.
4.
That is number 4, so that is critical.
And of course, because of the bonus, we see Oki head all the way to the foul line. He just made 2.
Laia makes the second. 7 points now, the deficit for Cashmere. It's AA boys Pool D matchup in the 2018 Chic Championships. Tate Jones from downtown. Here comes Laia. Great feed there. And it's Barclay.
Finn Barclay, an aggressive rim attacker. Even when he's wide open for 3, he still thinks he can get a layup.
Hori on the drive. Perez unable to handle it. And Wenmouth, it's like he was almost sitting out of bounds. Keeps it in play. Here comes Cashmere.
If the shirt was tucked in, he would have had no issues. There's a lovely drive by Oki, but he couldn't quite complete it. And here comes back Tate Jones.
Perez thinks about a 3. Well closed out by Russ Hoffmans. A real ding-dong battle here between St. Pat's in the white strip and Cashmere, the Canterbury champions in the schoolboys competition. And shot clock winds down. Here's the play. Finishes with a layup for Barclay. Mann with the nice wraparound. Battle count. And Russ Hoffmans
And we've seen Mann make a number of really nice passes throughout this game, just spoon-feeding his bigs with easy helpings of layups.
One possession game, just like that. Cashmere right back in this after leading by as many as 13 points. St. Pat's ahead by just 2. Williams in the land of the Giants. Horry from downtown. Plenty of attention here. Perez skips it to Williams. Horry, the open man.
And the Toro Pero right in front of his bench brings the Doolies to their feet. Horry's been the offensive impetus in this third quarter.
Quinton Connor replies with that one, sorry. Was
Thomas
that
Russ Hoffman.
Russ Hoffman, sorry.
But a lovely play design by Paul Connor, the head coach, with that little on ball into a pin down, and Horry right back at you.
Heat check from Josh Horry and Cashmere through Mann. They'll wind it down. A shot clock, no they won't. They'll go quickly. Look for St. Pat's to wind the clock down and take the last shot. There's Wakabatha, one finger. Horry, let's go early.
And from deep.
And what an entertaining third period we've had. It is all tied up, 63 all. We've got an awesome game going here at the Fly Palmy Arena. St. Pat's Town all tied up with Cashmere High School, into the third period. Stay with us.
So that penetration, the dish off, going for the hoop, great. Okay? Just look for your game. Look for your game. The other guys, but if you've got two coming pressing in on you, there must be somebody free as well. If not, you're going for the hoop strong. Okay? Every single one of them. Yeah? Every one of us. And remember, every one of you can shoot from outside, so let's just make sure we take our good options if they're open. Like what you just did there, Tom. Yeah? Okay, sure.
That first and that post worked beautifully. Didn't it? You guys happy with that?
Yeah.
Come on, run. Yeah, come on, run first. It's such an easy play. It's like cop out.
Okay. Yeah.
You just want to get a handle on shooters. Like those guys hit like heaps of threes.
Okay. Ideally, if you've got number 12 marking you, I'd like you getting away from the inbounding. Okay? Right? So that we haven't got his big arms down there and trying to run.
St. Pat's Town in the white strip with possession, up by as many as 13 points, but off the back of a 31-23 third period, Cashmere has tied things up, and we're in for a great finish here. Tate Jones, shot clock winding down, good little drive and dish, and there's the long arm of the law, Webley, but he throws it away, and Horry stops and pops. Perimeter shooting really been fantastic for St. Pat's, Zico.
Yeah, primarily through Josh Horry, but Wakabatha has hit a number of threes as well, and Tate Jones has contributed. So 3 perimeter players. It makes it hard for Cashmere to cover everyone in this zone.
On the other hand, Wenmouth has been one of the star performers as we see a pushing foul called off the ball. Horry out front controlling things for St. Pat's. They sit in their 2-3 zone. Perez. Jones. Back to Tate Jones in the lane. Plenty of traffic and he goes glass. So those long arms again doing the damage. That's the tall timber, manages to get that shot off. And one.
Yeah, sandwiched on both sides. He was like a little pinball machine, but still managed to maintain his balance and knock it down on the interior.
Can't add the extra. Russ Hoffman's playing the point.
That should be unsportsmanlike, and it is.
And the little terrier. Joshua Horry.
Well, Thomas Russ Hoffman's tried to go one-on-one back at Niwa Tate Jones, and Niwa Tate Jones really moved his feet exceptionally well and kind of cut him off, got him off balance, and then Horry came in to clean up, and it was either going to be a breakaway layup. Cashmere tried to grab him to stop that happening, and it's an easy call for Durham Few. Both these officials here in this game were referees in the NBL panel, so it's good to see those referees still plying their trade, making sure that the refereeing is of a good standard for these high school games, high school basketball having such importance in New Zealand's basketball culture.
They'll get an extra possession from that unsportsmanlike foul. Back in their zone, Cashmere. Been pretty good at attacking at St. Pat's. And again, Savelli. You have to get it up. Shot clock winding down. And good up fake from Tate Jones. Gets one in the schnauzer for his troubles. You can see here's the up fake. And just the left leg there of Russ Hoffman's. Yep, he has got a wide stance, but he's still caught him with his leg.
And that's a tactic by Cashmere, putting one of their tallest men on the inbounder, and quite often teams inbound with their guard, and so that length caused major problems, and they were able to get the deflection.
Well picked out, coach. Zico Coronel. Mr. Basketball. Expert comments as we see Wenmouth draw plenty of contact on that drive.
Yeah, St. Pat's trying to extend pressure, and that left a lot of space behind them, and that long pass found that space, and Wenmouth is a tough cover when he's got no help side to worry about.
Drops the first. Nicholas Wenmouth. Rec player.
Yes, he was one of the very few high school players that made the Canterbury under-19 team that won nationals. So that's a mark of how he's regarded by head coach Sparky Dickel, now applying his trade in the Philippines with talk and text.
Tate Jones can't get it to drop off their little trademark zone action. And here comes Wenmouth again. No call coming. Here comes Tate Jones for St. Pat's. No call coming there. Mann on the break for Cashmere. Brendan Pollyblank is called time. He wants to talk things over with his St. Pat's side. They're leading by 1, 7 minutes to play in the fourth period over Cashmere.
Penetration, we've got the shooters out there, we've got the opportunity, okay? Right? Defensively, just keep it tight down the bottom, down the base, and the way we're just standing tall, we will ensure that we're all in there down the stretch, okay? Stand tall on that, don't reach too much for it, and we're boxing out really well, okay? Good? Other than that, let's just keep the pressure on, okay? All moving, just keep the pressure on, yeah?
Boys, right.
Cashmere to inbounds. Savilli gets a hand to it. Connor thinks about a triple. Russ Hoffmans.
He changed his pivot foot, and when you're allowed to get away with that, you're going to be an amazingly good driver.
Cashmere all of a sudden lead by 1. It's taken 3.5 periods for them to really get the lead. They lead for the first time in the ball game with 7 minutes to play in the fourth. But not for long as Tate Jones drills a triple from the perimeter, really keeping them in the game, that 3-point shot, Zico.
Yeah, Total Pero, number 11 for St. Pat's. That's an incredibly high number.
Here comes Tate Jones again on the drive. And gets called for the charge. Barreling down the court is Tate Jones.
And a tremendous effort by Thomas Russ Hoffmans. They've had a good little battle within a battle, Tate Jones and Russ Hoffmans, the battle of the hyphenated names.
This time it's Webley that goes to the little step through. Great footwork from him.
And we've seen him make right-hand jump hook, left-hand step through jump hook. It's really hard to know which move he's going to go to for St. Pat's.
Savilli, shot clock winding down, and Mann comes up with it. Gets himself to the basket. There's Webley. Mann picks it up. And there will be number 5 for Filimone Wakapatha. He's worked hard. He's definitely used up all of his fouls throughout the game.
And he was one of the star players for St. Pat's, especially in the first half. His absence is going to be pretty critical, you would think, for St. Pat's.
He shot the ball well. Got him down for at least 4 3-point shots. And he fouls out of the game with 5 minutes to play in the fourth period. Time will tell if that's going to have a bearing on the game, but he'll definitely be missed for sure. Thomas Webley is causing a bit of havoc in the paint area.
Yeah, I mean, part of the reason Wakabatha got that foul is he'd been just knocked to the ground, and about the second he stood up, there was a post stuck in on top of him by Webley. He had no choice but to use his hands and got caught with his hand in the cookie jar.
Cashmere maintain a 1-point advantage. Still the zone. Perez thinks about a 3. Shot clock winding down, and the corner 3 from Savili. Oh, sorry, Kaifusi, Letumumu.
And Tate Jones is needing a rest right now, and he really can't afford to take one with Wakabatha having just subbed out. This is a dangerous time for St. Pat's.
Biggest lead of the game for Cashmere. They are ahead by 3. 5 minutes to play in this 4th period. Exciting Pool D game between St. Pat's Town from Wellington in the white strip against Cashmere High School in the maroon. Here's Webley, the big fella down low, goes to the little right shovel hook shot. It's good.
Yeah, and this is a small St. Pat's unit without Tate Jones 6'6" in there, so Webley should really be able to make a lot of hay on the interior.
Good ball movement. It's a hot potato. It's a hot potato. Williams, Perez, he'll have to launch on the buzzer. No, it's called shot clock violation.
Brennan Polyblank looks to have taken his final timeout.
You can feel the momentum shifting. So Polyblank from St. Pat's takes his timeout. They find themselves down by 5 in this 4th period, 4 minutes to play.
Covering their 3-point guys, getting out on the 3-point line. Let's chase them on that, force them off a little bit. Okay, so they've got to change their shots. Okay, other than that, we're seeing that the cracks are there when we're coming down the court. In the transition, especially, let's get into jet quickly or into fist as well. And that'll give us the opportunity to get the transition basket really quickly, okay? Without setting up. Once we set up, you guys know what to do. Look for one another, okay? Right, let's get the ball. Yeah. Let's go.
Stop. Last 4 minutes. Let's go.
Last 4 minutes. Let's go. 1, 2, 3, stop.
Back in action here. Exciting 4 minutes coming up in this AA boys Pool D matchup as Wenmouth finds some space and extends the lead for Cashmere. They've trailed for most of the game, Zico.
It's beautiful design and execution coming out of the timeout to get that easy backdoor layup. Coach Paul Connor will be thrilled with that.
Momentum firmly with Cashmere in the dark strip. Have trailed all game and find themselves with a handy 7-point lead. With St. Pat's leading for pretty much 80–90% of this game so far, but they find themselves down. What can they find in their tank? You can see Wenmouth was thinking about his little pivot move, but he went to the fadeaway shovel shot.
Tremendous bench support from Cashmere has been a part in their comeback.
Most definitely. This is Wenmouth. Tough shot.
And he's got a good 4, 5, maybe even 6, 7 inches over the St. Pat's guards, and that's why he's able to take them down into that post area off the penetration.
Tate Jones misses the first. And Thomas Murphy subs into the ball game, number 13 for St. Pat's. They won't want to leave him open, having battled with Rongotai this year against St. Pat's a number of times. He can definitely shoot it, Thomas Murphy. The late sub coming from Polyblank. Here's Wenmouth again. Be careful not to pick up that extra foul. Somehow they keep it alive. Mann on the drive. Multiple chances for Cashmere there.
Yeah, really fortuitous. Wenmouth was once again on his hind parts, and the deflection went right to him, and then Webley was just too big.
Tate Jones, pretty drive, gets his runner to go, and here's the long run out. He goes upstairs. Webley. And Mann with the quick foul. It's one for the highlight reel.
Yeah, tremendous lead pass, and look at the excitement on the bench for Cashmere as Webley goes up. Swings on the rim, brings himself back to balance, and gives them their first 10-point lead of the game, I believe.
Yep, 2 minutes to play. Tate Jones converts both. Here's Mann. Steal coming from Tate Jones. What a hustle play from Oki Tialaya.
Now, Oki's a tremendous defensive player. Some of you have maybe heard of Tamuri Wignes, who's one of Australia's up-and-coming guards, and Oki did a great job on him as we were the only team to defeat Wignes at under-16 champs last year. So Oki can really take a defensive assignment and lock down.
Kaifusi draws plenty of contact and gets himself to the line. There's the coaching staff, Polyblank and Ignacio.
Some tremendous former players coaching this tournament, but there might not be a better defensive duo than those two on anyone's bench.
Turnover there, coming from Cashmere. Mann just looking for that long pass. Here comes Horry. He can make those runners. Just want to settle things down, Cashmere. It's when you want your point guard or your big man to catch it right in the paint area.
That's a measure of the trust they have of Webley, because that was quite an ambitious pass, but they knew better than us. Put it up there and he'll go get it.
Thomas Webley. Calm and collected. Knocks the first one down. And good with the second. St. Pat's will have to go quick in this last minute 50. 10 points, that's the difference. Rory's sure it came off a Cashmere player's foot. Extended pressure. Mann, no problems. Again, they go inside to Webley, and he does the damage.
He's just too big, and his release point on his shot is just too high for St. Pat's to contest, and they turn it over in their rush, and it's a lovely diamond finish by Cashmere. Little showtime to close out this game.
Awesome pass from Russ Hoffmans. thread the needle on that one. Here's the three-point shooter. He has been sitting on the bench for some time, has Murphy. There's that beautiful pass. Mann this time getting one of his teammates to dish him up a dime.
Yeah, and we see the introduction of Willem Russ Hoffman, so he's going to finish off the dirty work that his brother has left for him, cleaning up this game.
Here comes Tate Jones. Corner three from Horry and Webley and Winmouth. To get it over the half. A little showtime here. 50 seconds to play in this one. Webley. Long three, and Webley was there. Mann still playing through. They're looking for points spread. It all counts in these first 3 or 4 days, Zico.
Yeah, I mean, it's unlikely to count now that Cashmere's won this game, but you never know, and you do your due diligence. They'll dribble out the clock now, though.
Entertaining game we've witnessed this afternoon in the AA boys Pool D matchup. St. Pat's Town from Wellington led for the most part of 3.5 quarters. They did a good job, the Dooleys from Kilburnie, Wellington. But congratulations must go to Cashmere High School from Canterbury, the Canterbury champs, running out winners in the end, 90-74. On behalf of my fellow commentator, Zico Coronel, I'm Chris Tupu signing out on this one. Final score, Cashmere winning this game 90-74 over St. Pat's Town. Ka kite anō.